segregation
exactly.
is intertwined into the entire school privatization movement and arguments by race, by class, by gender, by religion.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Adam is going to be really happy to hear that I believe that the state of public education in Alabama may be a bit safer than we had first imagined, because the Dale Jackson last week revealed what he believed to be the best argument for school privatization.
I can't wait.
Okay. So I have told Adam not to read this story that I linked in our show notes, and I did that on the honor system.
I did not read it. I promise you.
And, you know, maybe it's just because he's lazy and he doesn't do any prep work.
It's very possible. It's very possible. Those notes were checked before 9:30, though. Just not that link.
There you go. So, what is Dale Jackson's best argument for school privatization, right? And you should, you know, school privatization, that's a big, you know, this is a big deal, right? You should have a good argument if you're going to privatize education in this country. If you're going to advocate that, you know, we send public dollars to private hands, like, you should have a good argument, right? So this
You would think.
You would think. So here's what. Sometimes kids are weird.
No.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Oh,
that's the whole thing, is that sometimes
breaking news. Sometimes
kids are weird, so you should be able to funnel public dollars into your friends' pockets. That's the thing. A Meade County school district in Kentucky is dealing with an unusual situation. A group of high school students is attending school acting like and dressing like cats.
Really?
Yeah. And so Dale said that this is the best argument for school privatization that he can think of. So, yeah, that's the whole thing, is that there's some kids that are coming to school with, like, cat ears.
Oh.
And so, yeah.
Seems like a pressing emergency. If that is the single best argument for privatization, yes, I feel much better about our chances. I think we'll be able to defend education for all kids if that's what we're up against.
Yeah.
Even the weird kids, even the cat-eared kids. You know what? They need reading and writing and arithmetic.
Oh man, but now you haven't heard all of it. It does make it so. There's this grandmother who was quoted in the article.
Is this real news? Or is this like some fake news?
No, I'm talking. This is real news.
Okay.
This is out of WLKY in Kentucky.
Okay.
Out of Louisville, Kentucky. This is a local news station. There's a Meade County school district that literally there was an article written about. There are some students dressing like cats. And this is
Slow News Day up there in Kentucky.
Yes, Slow News Day. But there was like a petition for the school district to do something about it. And a grandmother was quoted saying, quote, "The students are told they can't wear hats or Budweiser shirts in school." So this is serious. But they can wear cat ears, cat tails, and leashes. It doesn't make sense.
Well, alrighty then. Okay. Yeah. Not much happening up there if that's the biggest community issue you have. If you're out there beating the pavement to get some signatures on that petition.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to guess that's primarily a Facebook outrage kind of scenario.
Yeah, of course. Now, when I called him on this, on Twitter, I was like, oh, well, I said basically what I'm saying now, that, oh, well, maybe public education is safe if this is the best.
Right.
And he was like, this is obviously hyperbole, Jake. This is obviously hyperbole. And
as is like 99% of what they say.
Right, of course. They make these, and look, I don't doubt that he doesn't actually think that this is the best argument, but I'm sure he does think that this is an argument. And on it, like, none of the other, just for the record, we did a big breakdown on school privatization a couple of weeks ago. You can find that on our YouTube channel. where Adam talked about it, and we talked about some of the stats, and it really was amazing. The more that I dug into it, how bad it is in other states that have implemented these school voucher programs. Because in other states that have implemented these school voucher programs, the students that make use of the vouchers don't even see increased test scores. Like, that's how bad it doesn't even. The argument, right, for school privatization is that, oh, well, maybe it's going to doom an entire community to terrible education for decades, but at least a couple of individual families will have better education for it. But that, according to these studies, and according to most of the literature, that claim is even dubious. That the people who go to these charter schools where there are CEOs raking in public dollars, even those students that take advantage of that, they don't get any benefit from it.
Right.
So the obvious, if you're actually concerned with increasing, making education better in Alabama, it's going to be making public education better, not privatizing the school district. But on a serious note, though, on this specific argument about, sometimes kids are weird, so I should be able to take public dollars to put my student in a private school. That is similar to privatization arguments that have been put out in the past, right?
Segregation is intertwined into the entire school privatization movement and arguments.
Exactly.
Segregation by race, by class, by gender, by religion. So it does speak to that, cultural phenomena that the privatizers prey on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of the first charter schools and private schools in the South were literally segregation academies, right? Like, everybody was on board with public education, and then black folks were able to attend public schools. And so literally, all across the South, all of these private schools were chartered so that white students wouldn't have to go to school with black folks, so that people could segregate their students, their special snowflake students, from the poors and the untouchables and the weird kids, right? And so so of course this isn't like as serious as segregation, but there is like a kernel of like, there's historical precedence here. Like, right. I don't want my kids associating with the normal people. I want my kids associating with other special people that are more like me, economically and socially and racially and all this stuff.
Yeah. Also, this is definitely a less serious part of it, but it's as if private schools don't have weird kids. Because last I checked, there's plenty of weird kids in private schools, too. Adolescence is a weird time in human beings' development. They're going to be weird. They're going to be strange. Mm-hmm. They're going to do things that you don't like or that make you uncomfortable as a grown-up. That's part of the human experience. And no amount of funneling public dollars into your private pockets is going to fix that. It's going to change that. If anything, it'll make it worse.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.